Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. And of course, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone through the Spirit have taught us His truth and who deserve double honors. All right. This is Namal to DC Camp in the day. Of course, I'm a little, as far as this article goes, but this is something that continues to happen. So, hey, it's a little late, but this was originally came out in July. All right. And this is close to home because it happened in Prince George's County, all right, Maryland, all right. I'm in D.C. So, and this has a history here that goes back quite a few ways. As you know, Prince George's County is a very old county, part of the original colonies, all right. You got people here that can trace their ancestry back to the 1600s, all right. That's just the way it is, and they are highly racist, all right. And it just so happens that also it is, I think, still the richest county as far as African Americans are concerned. You got a whole lot of, besides the district, you got a whole lot of government workers that are Jakes, you know, and they live out there and really upper class. All right. So yeah, there's a lot of tension in that area because you got the poor whites and that have never amounted to anything, and you got that jealousy going there. I remember it was back in, was it 2005, out in Prince George's County. This is out Akakeek, out Highway 210, and this Jake was building a home. You had this construction site where you had all these homes being built, and you had a couple of Edomite, I believe they worked security there, and out of petty jealousy and envy, they burned down the Jake's homes that were being built. And they interviewed the Jake, him and his father, and this is young Jake's dream home, and he just broke down and cried right there, during the interview. And yeah, that's just the way it is. You got that tension going on. But in this video, you have this Jake police officer. He works for Prince George's County Police, and he gets pulled over. And this is just a reminder, all right, that this society was never meant for us. This whole country is punishment, all right. And too many times Jakes get comfortable thinking that they can still make it here when you've been here for, all right, hundreds of years and nothing has ever changed. You have to be a complete moron in a sense to believe it's ever going to change, because understanding the scriptures, we know that these Edomites, these devils, have been set up as punishment. They are the whipping stick of the Most High. And you go into Psalms, let's get it real quick. When you go into Psalms, oh, wait a minute, hold on. As soon as it loads here. Yeah, Jake just gets too comfortable. We're still under the curses. We're not out of here yet. Let's see. This is Psalms. All right, here we go. This is Psalms chapter 17. Arise, O Most High, and 13. This is Psalms chapter 17, verse 13. Arise, O Most High Yahweh. Disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. We know, according to Malachi, the first chapter, verses 1 through 4, the Edomites, so-called white people, are the wicked. The wicked. All right? Let me emphasize that. They are the wicked. All right? That's just the way they're set up. All right, let's go back to the story here. Here it is. He says, I'm not going home dead, all right, because he got pulled over, and it got to a point where the white officer asked him if he had any knives, guns, or bombs in the car. I guess he was trying to, whatever, maybe being a little cynical on his part, but the guy, was pretty much like, no, but then he identified himself. It says Lawrence said he got pulled over in Prince George's County, Maryland for allegedly taking a non-direct route to get on the Capitol Beltway. And that brought up another question, because he was like, why are you concerned which route that I'm taking to get on the Beltway? What business is that of yours? There's nothing blocked off. I'm not violating any, laws or whatever have you. Nothing's blocked off. So, these cops, they do that. That's just a way of them to, work their way in. All right. It says that was the most scary encounter ever. You see how it feels when a sheep becomes the wolf, but it was very scary because now you got a wolf pulling over a wolf. Guess he was watching Training Day too much. But anyway, Lawrence said that the white officer's whole demeanor changed when he confirmed that he had a knife and a gun in his car, despite being an officer himself and having the necessary paperwork to carry weapons. The white cop put his hand on his own gun and asked to see Lawrence's credentials. Again, at this point, cool, no problem. So then Lawrence, the officer, the Jake, says, no, I'm not reaching into my pocket where my gun is on my hip. Lawrence then demanded that the white cop turn on his body cam. All police officers have a body cam they're supposed to wear. It's a little box. If you don't see that red light, don't you do shit. All right? Good advice. All right? Goes on to say, Lawrence told the white cop where his knife, gun, and wallet were located in his car, but he refused to reach for them himself. You can get it. No, the F I can't. Lawrence said, no, sir. You can get it with your body cam on. Lawrence said he then reached for his cell phone on his dashboard. He said people have a right to demand a lieutenant or sergeant or somebody in charge when an officer pulls him over. All right, be present. Okay, cool. Grab your phone. When they pull you over, you dial 911. And the officer's pulling me over. I need your help. I feel scared. He is in uniform, but I just don't trust the situation. They will send them to you. They have to now. All right. He says Lawrence admitted that even as a fellow police officer, the situation was terrifying. Which, hey, how do you expect the average Jake, to feel? He said he empathized with other black drivers who get pulled over by white cops and urged viewers to please be safe. Drive right. Don't give them no blank reason. Lawrence signed off. I'm not going home dead. All right. Which proves a point. Now I'm going to bring up a case. Well, let me get some more scriptures here, because that's just the point. This is let's see. Since we're in that, I apologize once again. It's a slight delay, processing power here. All right. Which is all the more reason for this right here. Because you got to remember, we're still under the curses, and as such, I don't know what's wrong with this thing here. All right, still not acting right. There's a slight delay. For this right here. All right. That's why we always tell everybody, you have to continually pray. All right. This is Psalms chapter 23, verse 4. It says, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me." All right. These scriptures, they are the comforter. All right. That's why we always stress, all right, that you study, continual study. All right. Oh, and I mentioned the curses. Doesn't matter what position you get here in Babylon, all right, how well off you think you are, you got to remember who you are, especially in the eyes of the enemy. All right, it's just common sense, but especially since you know through the scriptures who you are and who they are. All right, even more so. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 65. "And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Most High Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind." And here's the point, verse 66. "And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life." Straight and to the point. All right. We are still under the curses, and that doesn't fit anyone but us. All right. And wherever Jake is around the world, scattered. All right. He says, let's see, scroll on down. All right. That's pretty much it on that, but I wanted to bring up an incident that happened here, which is still, well, I have to tell another story before I get this. Remember, I mentioned at the top there's tension here between, even more so, Edomites and Jake, and that this is a very old county. There was an incident that happened back in the late 70s. Oh, what was the Jake's name? Terrence something. But this Jake cop who could trace his ancestry back, his family, hundreds of years. And he was abusive to this one Jake. And I believe that Jake got his gun somehow and killed him. And the whole family wanted the death sentence. All right. What was his name? Terrence something. And anyway, that didn't happen, and he got released some years later. But and then he ends up robbing a bank and gets, they say he killed himself, and the family was like, well, see, we're justified now. Well, that's not the way things happen. So after that, you had this incident. This is a DC police officer by the name of James L. Gordon. He was killed in '87, roughly about 10 years after the incident I just mentioned. All right. And to sum it up, this Jake got home from work. He was off duty. And as he got home, he sees an open window. So he suspected a burglar. So he goes in with his weapon drawn. A neighbor, however, had called the police, who had witnessed someone trying to enter the residence. And the police responded. Prince George's County Police, remember, because here in the district, you got Virginia and DC on the outskirts, you got the suburbs, so you have people that come from those jurisdictions and become police officers here in the district. So it's kind of, and then they go home to their respective, whether they're in Virginia or Maryland. So he goes in, the police officer, when he gets there with his gun drawn, and unfortunately, the Jake that owned the home, he's in there looking for somebody also. So when the Prince George's County officer, who happened to be an Edomite, confronts him, as the Jake turns around, the Edomite cop lights him up on there, and there was tension from that for a long time. And and the DC cops are saying, well, the investigation is suspicious, as it always is in cases like this. So you have to be aware that this is not our rest. You know, we're never going to get a fair shake. That's just the way it is. So I'm gonna cut it. I don't know how far. I'm sure I've gone over. So I'm gonna, I'll post the links uh, to these articles just to let you know, no matter what you do in Babylon here, you're still who you are. You are the enemy, all right, and will always be. So with that, once again, I hope who sees this is edified. Call Allah Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash, and of course, double honors once again to the apostles of Great Millstone. All right, salutations to Akim out there on the highways and byways, pushing this truth in all honesty and sincerity. So with that, Shalom, Shalom.